Hello, everybody. Welcome back to DND404. I am your DM, Tony. And joining with me today are the other three chess pieces on my board. Fellas, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, starting with the French defense, Jared.
What's going on, guys? Armos checking in, and I would be the bishop. I'm a big fan of the bishop.
Yeah, that checks out.
I'm so mad.
I like to get the, pawn out to D4 and then let that bishop and queen out there. Ooh-wee. That's my go-to.
Ooh-wee.
Dan?
So I knew you. I just had a feeling you were going to take. I was telling him before the podcast started, I have a feeling you're going to take my piece. I love the bishop. I am Dan. I play Minus Pebble Walker, Talon Stormkeeper Ranger, and I am the rook of this podcast because I like to castle, I guess.
Gosh.
Drell.
Oh, wait. That was going to be mine. Biscuits.
The realization.
Once I make my move, then you're free to check the queen. Or king, whatever the fuck it is. My name is Alec. I play Drell the Ashborn, and I am also a member of the Bishop's Church. I actually also really like the Bishop. But honestly, if I had to pick a second one, I'm going pawns, man. Underrated, you know?
Nice.
They're out there in the front line doing their thing. They can just straight up block people for, you know, the huge first part of the match. And yeah.
And they can get upgraded to a queen eventually.
Exactly, bro. They're the only one that can get a full upgrade in game. What about you, Tony?
I'm going to have to go with the royal, the prestigious knight, specifically the white knight, because all women's are queens.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Get this guy out of the bar, please.
If she breathes, she's a queen, or whatever, however the phrase goes. All right, you know the deal. Before we get into the recap, we got to go ahead and do the rundown. And today's rundown is brought to you by...
Did you forget? There it is. It's brought to you by me, everybody. First of all, thank you, the Sky Guy. I think this is unintentionally so the second time we've picked your response. If you are a Patreon member, you can sign up for any tier. Doesn't matter what tier you're on, even the $2 tier. If you have that badge, you have access to the channel in our Discord where you can submit intro suggestions.
You can submit.
Yes, you can submit to the cult of DND404. It's where we share memes. It's where we play our yearly D&D fantasy football league. If you're into sports, we have a place to share your own homebrew stuff and your characters.
Sports ball.
There's kind of a fun setup process. The reason I'm bringing up Discord is because I feel like a lot of people don't have Discord, and if you were kind of on the fence about trying to join Discord, I just want you to know I'm the type of person that is usually scared off by things like Reddit.
He's sensitive.
Yes. And I was really scared to join Discord, but the moment I joined Discord, this world opened up to me of all these people that have the same interests of me and all the new friends that came flooding in. It was very exciting to me because my parents did not let me play video games online for a long time. So I just want to say, if you're on the fence, it's not scary. Once you start up a Discord, there are channels where you get to talk about specific topics, and it's a really wonderful, nice community that we've kind of cultivated here in the DND404 Discord. So please join and come be a part of the conversation, because we love talking about all your interests and sharing interests and hearing about your thoughts on the podcast as well. Join that link. It should be down below in Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. But without further ado, how about Tony, you roll us into that recap?
It's a community. Okay. We're going to go. All right. That was beautiful, Dan. Thank you.
Yeah, Dan, great job, man.
Good job, dude. Woo. Now you know the deal. Well, I'm going to go ahead and roll for the recap where I roll a giant rubber foam D4 halfie by my bunnies, where I am number 1, 2 is Alec, 3 is Dan, and 4 is Jared. Gentlemen, how am I rolling it today?
You know what? I was thinking about this. We always pick how you roll it, Tony. Why don't you pick how we roll it?
Oh.
I was going to say the same thing.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
If you can't think of one, I know one.
Yeah, I think Tony should go because he never gets to just pick how it's rolled, you know?
Yeah. I got it.
Tony almost died.
That was such great audio. Thank you so much. For those of you listening still, Tony dunked the dice over his door and said Kobe, and then stubbed his toe and said, oh, and then dropped the dice. So we are still waiting to...
My ceiling is not as long as it is, but you guys want to use the roll?
Tall.
You want to use the roll?
If we can see it.
Oh, it's Dan.
3. Nope. That was not. That's someone else. That's which number am I? It must not be that one. Oh, I was not prepared for this.
How do I just not believe you?
Wait.
No, I seriously was not prepared. How should I do this one? I'll do it like an old grandpa.
I was gonna say to the Reading Rainbow jingle.
Reading Rainbow.
Dragons in the sky. Body parts flying by.
I'm trying to recap. All right, kids, gather round the fire. Grandpa's going to tell you the story of when I was an adventurer.
Okay.
Hey, Grandpa.
All right, Jimmy, sit down. Yes, of course.
Yes.
Jimmy, sit down.
So you see...
Grandpa, I love you.
Oh, my goodness. My grandkids are so nice these days. I need to stop giving you candy. All right, so the last time we left off, the gang was fighting an ancient white dragon. It hit them with wing attacks and all kinds of icy cold breath as it burrowed in and out of the ground. Drell was struggling a little bit as he tried to hit it with his sword but had to resort to his hammer. You see, Minas had these arrows of dragon slaying, so at the beginning of the battle he was doing a pretty good job at whittling it down, but he only had 4 arrows and had to resort to other methods after. Almost looked like he was going to die. You see,
Wow.
he had his he had his beholderkin in the background, but it could only do so much damage. And when the beast came at it with its razor-sharp icy teeth and claws, it looked like it was about to bite him, but then he hid in a cage, a magical cage. Couldn't get to him. No, it was pretty impressive, I must say, children. It was impressive indeed. And basically, he was stuck in there and just really irritating the dragon. And then they realized that the dragon was healing from a beam that reached to the cave. So Minas zoomed all the way into the cave. And while he was in the cave, they slayed the dragon. Drell defeated it with one giant swing of the hammer, and it collapsed onto the ground. But Armos knew something was still up, so banished the dragon into a pocket realm, a realm of mazes and magic. And while that was happening, Minas struck the gem that was in his cave, destroying the dragon from the inside. When it finally reappeared after defeating the pawns, it was an explosive mess of guts and blood. Usually you're more excited when I tell you these parts.
Wow.
But Grandpa, is it a pocket realm where you keep your hard candies?
Yeah. Let me get a butterscotch candy.
Anyways, Bard, how about you play that intro?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the world of Humbrea, featuring 3 first-time adventurers and 1 very patient DM. This is DND404. Fellas, boyos, welcome to session 116. We pick up at the end, or should I say edge, of combat. You see, currently outside in the frigid cold is a currently knocked out Armos and a worried Drell, both lying and standing in a pile, a puddle, a big old goopy goop ocean of dragon blood and guts. Because meanwhile, on inside of the dragon's den, Minas had just destroyed a Bloodshard pylon, a direct connection to the dragon. Upon destroying it with radiant damage, holy damage if you will, made the dragon explode, effectively killing it once and for all, stopping further danger. So we're going to pick up today's session right now with Armos and Drell. Armos, you are currently knocked out and you had all this blood raining on you. We are out of combat And Drell, you are standing there as all these blood and guts have just finished raining down on you. The two of you are completely covered in this red, bluish dragon blood. Drell, what are you doing?
All the guts around us and stuff, it's just completely disintegrated, and the spectral breaths are gone, right? It's just me and Armos.
Yes, in a pile of dragon viscera.
I will go over to him and feed him a health potion.
You go over, you take out a health potion, you get him up, you wipe the dragon blood off his face. You see there's like a huge dragon claw there. You wipe that away, it thuds onto the floor, and you feed him a potion. You said greater?
I was thinking about running in his pockets and grabbing one of his health potions, but yeah, I will give him one of my greater. Yes, potions of healing greater. Yep.
So almost go ahead and roll for hit points you get back for taking a greater health potion.
44 plus 4, 9.
You get 9 health points back as you swallow the red health potion and you wake up in a cough, in a gasp.
Oh my god. Arbos.
Oh my god.
Are you okay?
What happened? Why am I all bloody?
It kind of came back like sashimi all over the sky, and the dragon is no longer in one piece.
Wait, perfect. And I scramble up, like limping, trying to look around, and I search for his eyes.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a...
Oh, come on.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check as you're looking around for its eyes to see if they exploded or not, to see if you can find anything.
Oh my god. I rolled a nat 1.
A nat 1? As you're searching through the bloody goop and mess,
can I give him a help action?
I was going to say with a nat 1, you squished the only eye that you're able to find. But if you want to... yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna let the nat 1 stick on this one and say you squish the eye because it's just poetic.
All right, I scoop up the eye and I put it in like a little pouch and wrap it up and keep it.
Yeah, you have this squished eye. Like you see this flattened eye with like your boot print on it, and then you see that the dragon's blood it's not washing away, it's freezing over because it is like negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. At the moment, it's very cold here, so blood is not going to stay in liquid form for long, as any remaining body parts, which claws, any leftover scales, and blood quickly freeze up now that the dragon is no longer intact, and you take this squished eye.
Wait, where's Menace?
He took off towards that cave over there, and I point to the other direction where Menace ran.
I start to walk that way, but then realize, wait, weren't we supposed to get something? And I'm like looking in the just goop that is surrounding me.
In the goop, now that the goop has freezed over and everything has settled, there is this large chain that's meant to be wrapped around a dragon. And at the base of the chain is a gem. The gem is about the size of you, Armos, and it's socketed in a metal base connected to the chain. And as you investigate, the two of you investigate the gem, you know you need this gem to activate the arches to go to the Valley of Winds. And you see that the gem actually comes out pretty easily, but it is the size of you. It's not necessary. It's not heavy by any means. It doesn't weigh hundreds of pounds, but it's just a big gem, as if it's like a normal sized gem for giants. Your size, almost about 4 feet tall.
Whoa. Hold on.
Wow, Almost, I didn't realize you were so short.
My size. I'm
sorry, 5 feet tall.
6 foot tall. Like, I don't know if you know this. I can dunk on Menace right now, okay?
The gem's about 5 feet tall, 3 feet wide. It's an opal gem.
So it is obvious where this thing is.
Yes.
All right. So it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems super heavy, or is it?
You notice that the chain is very heavy, and it's an adamantium chain. But that thing is huge. It's meant to be worn by a dragon.
Drell, since I'm limping, do you wanna get this one? I'll meet you at the cave. And I start limping, bloodied, and all to the cave.
Wait, what? What am I supposed to take care of?
The 5-foot gem. get that. And I point over to the massive thing that's sticking out. That
I thought you were gonna get it. All right, fine. I guess I'll just get it then. It's big, so Drell's gotta take care of it. Got it.
Just had a near-death experience as I keep limping away, bloodied and everything.
He'd still be dead if it wasn't for me. I say that under my breath. Yeah, so Drell goes over and he picks it up and I guess tries to like take rope and some way to like sling it over his shoulder.
Yeah, it's pretty light. You can actually like pick it up and hold it with 2 hands rather easily. It's just bigger, but it's very light, especially for your strength, Drell. It maybe weighs about 60 pounds, which is light for its size. And just so you guys know, it's the Raisvelger gym. Yeah, that's the proper name. And I'll put it in the chat for your notes. So as the two of them walk in, Menace, we go over to you. As a massive throom had knocked you back about 20 feet when you destroyed the Bloodshard pylon.
Yeah, when they come in, they see... how far are they going into the cave? Do they like... Which way are you guys going?
Anywhere outside of this cold is where I'm... and then I'm plopping down.
So as the two of you enter the cave, it's actually much colder than it is outside. It's actually negative 30 degrees Celsius. It's a white dragon's lair. You wander inside and it is much colder because the tunnel acts as a wind tunnel. And when you come inside, you see this massive cavern with all these different tunnel ways to go. And on the north side of the cavern, on the north side looks like a human living area. You see furniture, carpets, desks, tables, bookshelves filled with books. You see statues, nice carpets, couches. You even see some kitchenware for someone of your size. To the south, you see a dragon's grotto, places where a dragon could sleep, burrow, take a bath, eat, a den for when he wants to be larger. And then over on the north side, next to the, let's say, human quarter side of the lair, where you see these giant ornate dragon statues and well-decorated walls, you see this exploded Bloodshard pylon, and you see the remains of shattered crystals.
You see a hand sticking out of blood shards. You just see a bunch of blood shards, and like my hand like kind of flopped over. And you're like...
What is happening?
God. Look at all those blood shards.
Armos, you don't need those anymore, remember? You kind of kicked the habit.
No, but it's just, impressive. Oh, is that a hand?
I think that's Menace. Menace, if that's you, make more noise. Okay, yeah, I think it's Menace.
Give us a Menace hand sign.
You see like a little Sid butt sticking out.
Oh, yep. I'm watching. I'm sitting in the couch.
I just grab Menace by the wrist and I just pull him.
Are you guys okay? I exploded the gem. I made it go boom.
You what?
I made it go boom.
What, it was like another Bloodshard or something?
It was a vein thing. It was one of those big ones.
Well, Armos almost died. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, I'm glad you protected him.
Oh, yeah,
It's a good thing he didn't actually go down and you kept him up. Woo.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, here. Come here, Armos. And I am going to use my cleric feature to give him 15 health points.
I'm currently laying on the couch, just giving a thumbs up. As Menace heals me, I finally kind of like look at other things other than the pile of blood shards everywhere, or shards scattered about. I'm like, wait. And I'm like rolled to the ground off of the sofa, and I'm like, is this money? Hang on, what?
You look at the floor, and it's clear ice, and the clear ice floor is filled with gold and platinum about 6 inches down from the ice. And it makes the whole cave sparkle. You realize this well-lit cave is illuminated by the amount of money and gold coins in the floor, and it's reflecting off the water pools and other ice and the outside daylight that is breaking through.
I would like to spend the next month farming all the gold and platinum that we can out of this cave.
Right. I mean, I've been making like a detailed map as we've been traveling, so I'll let them know where this is, but maybe we just
we don't have to let anyone know.
Who?
Menace,
Hang on.
who?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where
What do you mean? There's been all this destruction in the south, in South Trillis, so. Or no, it's still North Trillis, isn't it?
You know what? You make the map, and then I will give it to him, and I wink over at
Thanks,
Drum.
Armos. That's really nice of you.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And I'll make sure Armos definitely gets it to the right people to do the right thing.
Man, you know, you've been really helpful. First, you gave my letter to the shop owner, and now you're giving the... Oh, he didn't even make it, and I get sad. Because Menace never put that together.
I never put that together either.
Right?
This is awkward.
Here you go, and Menace slumps down.
And it's a map to this treasure is what you just gave me?
It's like hyper detailed. It has like shadows on the trees, like when we were leaving to go north, and then it has like the direct path and where the Chewinga was that we met and where the kobolds were and all that stuff.
Whoa. Hyper specific, a place of legend and lore where you were traveling in the
The
deep.
Valley Winds is legend and lore. This was...
Yeah, but this is a gateway. Give me a,
Okay. What, we rolling for it?
give me a, we're gonna do a check. We'll do a check. We're gonna do give me a survival check.
Survival check. Coming in hot. My survival's pretty good. It's not that good. That's a 10.
10. With a 10, you have a reasonable map to this location. The reason why it's not as accurate as you would hope to be, because there was a week and a half span of like shimmering flats of snow.
Oh, yeah.
So like there was like no landmarks or anything. You were just like told to go north and like don't stop. And due to winds, there's also like a night of like 2 solid nights of like really harsh snowstorms that blocked your way, that could have like shifted your direction in any which way. And all these things were counted into effect. And it is such a vast place. But with a 10, you do have a reliable map that would take some doing.
I changed hyper realistic map to quote unquote reasonable map. So I keep following the trail. After getting the map, I keep following the trail of money and see the mound of gold in the back, and my mouth is just jaw dropped.
You head eastward, and there is a dragon's horde. Yeah,
You get a dragon's horde. You get a dragon's horde. I get a dragon's horde.
It's everybody's favorite game, random treasure.
Let's give me another staff of greater power.
So you head eastward into the Dragon's Cave. To the north, you cross over like this ice bridge, and to the north are these frozen waterfalls where it has a small amount of glacial water spewing in, where it creates this slush river that you see that as it floats down, it reaches the base and then eventually just freezes over and seems like it recycles through itself. You get the sense that looking at this very dense water system that it does filter somewhere, and you feel like the dragon possibly like used this to his advantage at some point. However, if you went in it, you know that even with your cloak, if you stayed in the frozen water for too long, could be certain death. It's at the point it's so cold that you can't take off your coat, otherwise it'll have fatal effects. So with the Dragon's Horde, we're gonna try to streamline this, okay? Because we don't want to take up too much of the session. So a lot of this might be Patreon content. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll 4 times on a plus 17 CR table. That's right, Alec. Go. I'm gonna need you to roll me a D100.
Oh, a D100. Okay, just one.
Yes, you'll roll again. Don't worry.
That's an 82.
82. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do this roll first. So I'm gonna need you to roll me 1D4.
That's a 4.
Oh, that's 4 magic items.
Oh, wow.
Oh, baby. I'm going to need you to roll me 4 D100s and let me know what those numbers are individually.
The first number is a 50.
A 50. The Cloak of Invisibility.
Oh my God, there's no way. There's no way.
While wearing this cloak, you can pull its hood over your head and cause yourself to become invisible.
Finally.
While invisible, you can carry anything.
I've done it.
Anything you're wearing is now invisible. You become
I'm
visible
so
when you
happy.
cease wearing the hood. Pulling the hood up or down requires an action.
Talk about the heart of the dice, dude.
That's awesome. It's meant to be.
Deduct the time you are invisible, the increments of 1 minute for the cloak's maximum duration of 2 hours. After 2 hours, the cloak ceases its function for uninterrupted time, period of 12 hours. The cloak goes on use and regains 1 hour duration. So it needs to sleep for 12 hours to get 1 hour back. The only problem is you can't wear it just yet because you need the Cloak of Warmness to not die. But it will come in handy. That's actually super funny. Go ahead and roll me another D100.
59.
59. Plus 3 leather armor.
Refund.
Plus 3 leather armor. While you wear this, you have plus 3 to your AC bonus if you wear leather armor. Roll me another D100.
Oh, I'll take it. Mine's +2.
I'll sell it to you.
All right.
That's 16.
16. The Sword of Answering. Wait, hold on. Wait, I don't know if I want to give this to you.
No, it's too late.
No, you have to. You have to.
Nope, it's a Greyhawk item specific. No, this actually wouldn't do anything for you guys. It's a Greyhawk.
I disagree.
In the world of Greyhawk, only 9 of these blades are known to. This dragon would not have that. No. Reroll.
No, we shan't. Let's read what it does. So they don't know you're so upset about it.
We'll
You gain
talk.
+3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the sword. In addition, when you hold the sword, you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against any creature in your reach that deals damage to you. You have advantage on the attack, and any damage dealt with a special attack ignores any damage immunity or resistance to the target.
No, I'm not giving you guys legendary items from this guy. No,
That's
nothing legendary.
insane.
Reroll. No legendary.
I don't know. Seems pretty fair.
This is a inserted item.
I will give you 5 DM inspiration dice if you let us have that.
Dead.
He's like, wait.
All right, 64.
64. Oh, the Rod of Resurrection. The rod has 5 charges. While you hold it, you can use an action to cast one of the following spells from it. Heal expends 1 charge, or Resurrection, which casts 5 charges. The rod regains 1 expended charge daily at dawn. If the rod is reduced to 0 charges, roll a d20. On a 1, the rod disappears in a burst of radiance.
We just got plot armor.
Okay.
Yeah, it can only be used by cleric, druid, or paladin.
Ayo.
Time to multi-class.
Well, I'm already a cleric, so
I've been getting pretty religious.
just wanna-
I'm sorry. This is my staff.
Okay, I'm saying.
37.
The Staff of the Magi requires attuned by sorcerer, warlock, wizard. This staff can be wielded as a magic quarterstaff and grants a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls with it. While you hold it, you get a +2 to spell attack rolls. The staff has 50 charges and a long list of spells that it can do.
Oh my
And I'm
goodness.
not going to read all of them. Holy shit, this is like...
How does Armos just keep getting these like wild staffs?
So table I is the best table.
It's because we defeated an ancient dragon.
Yes, so you're gonna get ancient dragon shit. Realizing how good that table was, we're gonna go ahead and have Minas go ahead and give us another 3 rolls. Give me 3 D100s.
That is an 8. Ooh.
An 8.
I always feel like low numbers like that are good because I feel like they're like hard to get, you know?
89.
Wait. So with the 8, you get a +2 weapon. It's any weapon.
Damn, dude, Minas is on the come up.
I'm gonna let you guys choose what +2 weapon that you find. Shing.
Don't need.
Yeah, I don't need it either. I actually want to do a +2 hand axe if Drell wants to keep like a +2 hand axe on him. I think would be good.
Shing, you find a +2 hand axe. It's shiny, it's sharp, it's throwable. Hell, you could even use it as a great cutlery knife.
No, wait, I take it back. I know what I want. I want a +2 net.
You find a +2 net. It's big, it's wide, it's gaping, but the holes and squares are small enough to catch the greatest and smallest of beasts. You find a +2 net.
I'm so happy.
That's so funny. That's such a good one.
Yeah, 89 was the second one.
The Sword of Wounding. Hit points lost to this weapon's damage can be regained only through a short or long rest rather than by regeneration, magic, or any other means. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack using this magic weapon, you can wound the target. At the start of each of the wounded creature's turns, it takes 1d4 necrotic damage each time you've wounded it, and it can then make a DC Constitution saving throw of 15, ending the effect of all such wounds to success. Alternatively, the wounded creature or a creature within 5 feet can use an action to make a wisdom saving throw with DC 15 medicine check, ending the effect of such wounds on success. So you basically add 1d4 necrotic damage when you attack with this sword. The Sword of Wounding.
That's pretty good.
74.
The Rod of Rulership. You can use an action to present this rod and command obedience from each creature of your choice that you can see within 120 feet of you. God damn it. Each target must succeed a DC 15 wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for 8 hours. While charmed in this way, the creature regards you as its trusted leader. If harmed by you, you or your companions, or commanded to do something contrary to its nature, the target ceases to be charmed. In this way, the rod can't be used again until next dawn. Big Armos item, I think. Just be able to...
I don't know. I think Menace loves best friends. Now we could just be best friends with whoever he wants.
I've told you before, I need to make friends naturally.
Oh, okay.
Exactly, and I fist bump Sid.
And Armos, go ahead and give me 2 rolls.
How about a 41?
41. With a 41, you get the Hat of Disguise. While wearing this hat, you can use an action to cast Disguise Self spell at will. The spell ends if the hat is removed.
Ooh, my goodness. I
It
feel
requires
like
attunement, and it's uncommon.
you're going to have to trade me your glasses, Menace, but I might be able to, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, no, it basically does the same thing, so. Well, this could actually make me look like.
Oh my god, I got a 42.
Oh, we got a returned friend. The Javelin of Lightning.
Oh, wow.
The Javelin is a magic weapon that when you hurl it and speak its command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning, forming a 5-foot wide that extends out in front of you to a target within 120 feet. Each creature in a line, excluding you and the target, must make a DC Dexterity saving throw of a 13, taking 4d6 lightning damage on a failed save and half as much on a successful one. The lightning bolt turns back into a javelin when it reaches its target. Make a ranged attack weapon against the target. On a hit, the target takes damage from the javelin plus 4d6 lightning damage.
Sounds like a Drell item to me.
And that's the Dragon Horde, fellas.
Good haul.
Boyos. Good haul, good haul, solid haul, solid haul. Good items all around. What are each of you taking?
So I will take the Cloak Invisibility. I will take the Lightning Javelin, and then I will also take the Sword of Wounding, I think.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm not much good with a sword.
Yeah. But here, I don't need this armor. Do we want to give it to Menace or Armos?
Doesn't look like it really fits me. I say we just give that to Armos.
Yeah, it's not really your color anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, I got these like made with specific art for my clan already, so I like it.
Here, and Armos, take this armor and take this staff.
Ooh, but what about the other staff? There's one more staff in there.
Yeah, I don't need the Rod of Rulership. I make friends on my own, you know. All natty, like all the things I do.
All right, Staff of Magi, Rod of Rulership, and +3 leather for Armos. Got it.
Yep. And I give Menace the Rod of Resurrection. I say, don't let me die.
Okay.
Well, I guess if I do die, bring me back. That's what this is for.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
know
bring
that,
you back.
But, yeah.
Take this hat, Menace.
Thank you. And this wonderful, amazing net. I do the link thing where I hold it up. Ching. And I hold it there for a little too long.
Yeah.
I was expecting clapping, and it's only the Sid's clapping.
Woo! Woo! We
Thank
didn't
you.
recognize you because your hat.
Exactly. That's what I thought, and I'm just wearing the hat. It's not even cast. Oh, I appreciate all of you. I know that the gods will favor me whenever I put my disguise glasses on now. I look at the DM as the player. Advantage on my rolls. If I use that in the glasses, it's a D100. Like, come on.
I'm not even here, and my DM character walks away.
That's hilarious. So, guys, now that we got this Rod of Resurrection, I've kind of been in my downtime crafting some scrolls in case, you know, things go poorly. And
Oh, okay.
I give, since Minus has the Rod of Resurrection, I give Drell a scroll of revivification.
Oh.
I actually have
Is it revivify?
Yes. Revivify. Yes.
Oh, that's a great thing for Drell to have. Now, he has it and I have it.
Oh, sick.
And I happen to have 2 more.
Oh, those are the scrolls you made?
Yeah.
Wow. On your downtime. Interesting.
Wow, that was very selfless for Armos.
Oh no.
I now feel more confident in my decisions that I've made moving forward.
Man, I thought you were going to do like scroll of give me gold or something.
Wait, that was one? Wasted it.
So, fellas, I don't want to cut you off from your item sharing here, but you are
you're right. There's a
in the
whole
middle.
mound of gold right here.
There is a mountain of money. You are in the heart of a dragon's den that no longer has a dragon claim to it.
Uh-huh.
So there's too much money for your bag of holding to hold.
Yeah.
And this amount of money it's impossible for you to take this giant mountain of gold. There's just too much there. Plus whatever's in the floor, etc., etc. There is a abundance of money. You can take a lot of it, but I want to know how you're trying to take it if you are taking any.
Armos, do you have any spells that can like...
Yeah. I think I do, but I'm trying to figure out how this one works. Hang on.
Should we just be like pirates and just bury it all? Or I guess we just leave it here and hope no one comes over here.
We block off the entrance.
I like that.
All right, so Reddit says you can have 384,000 coins in your bag of holding. So we will take that much. And I also have a bag of holding in my cart.
Yes, you do.
Oh my god.
The cart reappears.
So realistically, I can probably take like 300,000 in my cart based on weight. With everything else that's in there.
Just focus on the platinum. It's worth the most.
I'm gonna say it's all gold for
ease.
for
That's
ease.
fair.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's all gold for ease. Yeah.
So I can only take 300,000 pieces of gold in my cart.
And is that both bags of holding or just the one?
In my cart bag of holding. I have the SIDS do that while we're figuring out the rest of the gold.
Single file, 1 coin at a time.
Like ants.
You guys will be using both your bags of holding to fill up in gold coins.
I think so.
You guys fill up both your bags of holding, and you guys get upwards of 780,000 gold pieces.
That's wild.
And you look at the amount of gold, and you feel like you barely made a dent into it.
We're gonna save the towns with this gold.
We have to rest. Like, there's no way we can do anything else, right?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yum.
So, what if we're about to go into some unknown crazy place. We should probably rest. I mean, it is cold as hell, so we'll have to get out the
Oh
old
my gosh.
tent.
Is there enough time to go back and find Mammy?
No.
I mean, Beethoven.
No. I'm just thinking about limping that far. No, there's not.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's at least take a rest and just organize as much as we can, fit as much as we can, and then if we can come back later.
Okay, dibs on the little sofa, couch, armchair.
Wait, we're pitching the big tent, right?
Yeah, I was going to say we do have a charge for the house.
Oh, right. I forgot we had that. This comes back.
Yeah, I was about to say it's too cold to sleep in here.
All right, tent. I just make like a circus tent this time.
The circus tent that you make that comes to your mind when you try to
Do you know what I'm thinking of?
just think of one carefree
Yeah.
is purple with yellow or beige.
Kind of looks like one we might have seen in Shadowfell.
Exactly. With a dark inside.
With a certain cat.
It looks like Madame Fizelle's ticket tent.
Ah, nice. All right, let's go inside. And I just go right in.
As soon as I feel the warmth of the fire, I pass out.
Yeah, it was a hard battle.
So the three of you take a long rest inside of your magic item that Lord Baron gave you that allows you to create this home for 8 hours. Its name escapes me. What's the name of it, Minus? Tiny hut.
Wooden house.
Yes, you have the wooden house, which uses the tiny hut spell.
I think you called it tiny hut.
Yeah, which creates this structure that lasts for 8 hours, which you are sleeping in the shape of Madame Fizel's tent. And as the three of you rest, a well-deserved rest, the three of you sleep pretty decently well. But when you wake up, your back is just ever so stiff, as if you felt like somebody was perhaps kneading some bread on your back. In minutes, you hear a slight purr in the distance. And the three of you wake up 8 hours
That feels pretty good, actually.
And the three of you get the benefits of a long rest. So if you like to attune to any items, now's the time you can do that. If you want to move any spells around, now's the time to do that.
Doing it.
Yeah.
And when you leave the hut, you look around the cave. The cave looks totally normal. However, it's much darker inside the cave now. The light from the outside seems a lot darker, as if it's nighttime, and the gems are no longer refracting to illuminate the cave.
I would like to do something. I know it's, we've already beaten the dead horse about this. I would like to take the rest of the money, and I cast Demiplane.
Okay.
I create a demiplane that appears to be an empty room 30 feet in each diameter, made of wood and stone. And for the next hour, it's created, and there's a door there, so we could just fill the room up. And then when I cast demiplane again, it will lead to the same room.
Is that actually what that does?
Yeah, each time you cast the spell, you create a new demiplane, but it says, or have the shadowy door connect to the demiplane you created previously of the spell. So we could take all the money.
I'm speechless
I
right
don't
now.
like when you guys say nothing. It's so annoying.
I don't have words. I'm like, is this actually what this does? That is absurd.
Tony, I know Tony's reading right now. That
Bro,
is what he's doing.
do you know how fast I was reading every spell? Like, I'm getting all this money. Like, I had two options, and the first one was like, iffy. This is a solid case. Solid case.
Okay. How many charges does it take up on the staff?
None. It is my 8th level mythic arcana, whatever spell.
Oh, are you using your Mystic Arcanum on it?
Yeah.
Sure.
I know, right?
Sure. You cast Demiplane, this door opens for the next hour, and you begin to unload money.
Shits, go, 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 go.
We have 1 hour. Load everything. Everyone.
And as you unload the money into the Demiplane, you lose count after 5 million gold.
Oh my goodness.
Million?
We counted that far?
Wait, over 5 million?
Ormos, can I get a key? I need to be able to
Yeah, if you
access
could just
this.
make some copies, that'd be great.
There is an abundance of amounts of gold here. Life-changing gold. City-changing gold.
Oh my gosh. Armos, you're so nice. This is gonna save so many towns and so many people.
Wait. Maybe Ormos, maybe just make one key.
So, did we get it all, or is it like...
Yes. Yes.
Yeah?
Well,
Okay.
Yes.
So as the last Sid throws the last coin in there, Drell's asking for another key, and I shut my book, and the door shuts, locking all the money away.
That's absurd.
Armos can pay the man now.
So, Armos, you now have a Demiplane that is activated through your Mystic Arcanum to basically...
Infinite money glitch.
Yes.
Got it.
It is so packed with money that your 30 by 30 foot room cannot be entered.
Yeah.
When you open the door, gold spews out.
Oh, man, dude. I've never read so many spells in my entire life so quickly. Oh, my God.
That is, like, at first I was like, oh, what are we sidetracking ourselves again for? But that was so worth it. That's amazing.
You are now filthy rich. This dragon had so much money. And looking back in the cave, although you've collected all the gold coins, so much gold, city building gold, You still look around and you see this ornate, massive dragon statues. You see these decorative pieces along the wall in the human living area that look priceless. What has this white dragon been doing for so long to accumulate such massive amounts of wealth? What will you do with it? Surely it's more than enough gold that one person could spend. Perhaps your kids. Perhaps your kids' kids. Who knows? What are the three of you doing now?
You see Minus sitting on the couch as you wake up, and you just hear Minus muttering to himself, Hubert Hubble, I'm coming for you, buddy. Now that he has the Rod of Resurrection.
This place seems kind of it's a little eerie in the air, and the big giant stone that we gotta go is out there.
Oh, you got the stone.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When we were shoveling all that money, you didn't hear me? Like, I know gold's loud when it's like, it's clinking and clanking everywhere, but yeah, we got it. It's out this way.
Sure don't want to check that waterfall?
Nope. And I am on the other side of the thing, ready to walk outside the cavern.
I mean, maybe I should check it. No. Bad stuff happened last time, and I start walking towards the cave entrance.
You make your way outside, and as you leave, what feels like should be daytime is pitch black. You do not see the sun. The clouds are heavy and red. The ominous part is that this is what you saw on your way to North Trillis, while it was leagues behind you. Now it seems the darkness has crept up into North Trillis. And for good reason, Minus, you found a blood pylon in the heart of the ancient dragon's lair. You feel that the presence of Bayloon has reached all the way up to North Trillis when in the past it has not. You have the gem that you need to activate the archway. When you guys were talking to the kobolds, asking how to use the gem, you had to go up to the archway and think about where you wanted to go and place your thoughts and intention within the stone, and the stone would handle the rest. The Valley of Winds was described to you as a vast place. It's not like an area you can explore. It's a realm filled with many different pocket dimensions in it. Many creatures live within it, but aren't necessarily neighbors of one another. They act almost as individual instances of their own realities. And the place you want to go to is the Den of Frostoon. If it exists, the gem will activate its location.
Not that I don't trust a dragon that tried to kill us, but actually that's exactly it. I don't trust a dragon that tried to kill us. Could I kind of take a look at the gem real quick, guys?
Here, and I unsling it from the rope that I had, and I hand it to Minus.
Yeah, I put it on the ground, and I'm gonna cast Detect Evil and Good for my staff. Just to check, because I know if a place or object within 30 feet of me has been magically consecrated or desecrated. I just want to make sure he didn't do any funny business with it.
There's nothing. When you cast that spell from Holicid's Illuminate, and you cast the spell through the rod, it doesn't seem to be tampered with, but you definitely get this temporal sense about it. You haven't felt anything quite like the energy that is stored within it. It feels like you're holding something of great legend.
Oh.
A very rare key of some kind.
Ooh, that was a rush.
Yeah, maybe when we're done with it, we could sell it.
Oh.
No, because we have a lot of... That was a joke.
Oh. Okay. I was going to say, I feel like that's a... How we going there, Drill? And Minus looks away embarrassed. And then he puts his staff away. And there's one more thing Minus wants to do before we go here, because he's just curious. Drell, there's a cleric spell that I learned, by the way. If you'll allow me, I know you've got like this frost rot stuff going on. I don't know if it'll actually do anything, because it sounds like you have a magical disease. But I could try casting Lesser Restoration on you, and see if it'll get rid of it, or maybe help. It's your call. I don't want to mess with bad juju either, so it's your call.
What does Lesser Restoration do?
So a creature that I touch, I can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. So I could also end your werewolf stuff if you want, but
The lycanthropy?
yeah.
You know, you have been craving cheese for some time, Drill.
Yeah. Well, like, do you get to control which one you end, or
I
is
can
it
do
like
one, so it's like I have to try and concentrate on it, but it might not even work.
Yeah. All
not
right.
really
Well,
rooted
let's give it a whirl. And I would probably get rid of the lycanthropy first.
Lesser restoration wouldn't cure lycanthropy. It's a curse, not a disease.
Oh, it's a curse.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't want you to waste something mechanically.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's gonna work. No, yeah. So I think right now I'm good. But yeah, Drell appreciates the offer from Minas, but he feels like it's kind of his duty to maybe see this through and see what he can do first, and then he'll take him up on it.
If I were a betting man, I'd say that, my chips are on greater restoration. I'd have to learn something like that to actually even have a small amount of effect on your affliction. So maybe I'll work towards that and see what we can do.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Armos, is there anything you need to do before we, try and figure this out?
Yeah, I have one more thing, Minas. I learned something new, and I take out my.
Ooh.
I take out my new
I'm excited.
staff, and I look at Minas, and I cast Enlarge.
You are now medium.
What?
You double in size in all dimensions and weight. Your weight is multiplied by 8 as you grow and increase.
Oh, it's like the potion.
You go from medium to large.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he's small, so he goes small
Oh,
to
sorry,
medium.
small potions. Yeah, sorry. I'm giving one of those medical descriptions of, may only last for 1 minute and no big deal. And so we start walking.
Yeah, for a minute I'm like laughing and doing somersaults. So this is great. And I jump in the air and turn small and go up and face plant into the snow or the ice.
Yeah.
Cut to a shot under the ice of me just like, I'm okay.
As you see a couple of SIDS
Sliding
slide
by.
across. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Good to know. Good stuff, Armos. All right, let's try out the gem thing.
All right. Drell takes the gem over to the archway.
You walk in front of the archway, and this is a massive archway. It's meant for giants to walk through. That was the architecture in mind when this was constructed. You have the gem in both of your hands, and you look up at the archway, and at the top, all the way at its apex, you see that there's a slot for this gem to fit in. You know that for this gem to activate is that you need to put your attentions on the destination where you want to go, and the gem handles the rest.
How heavy is the gem?
Not heavy, about 60 pounds.
That's like 60 pounds is not like nothing though.
But it's 60 pounds over 4 feet wide, 4 feet tall. Over 4 feet wide is very light for Drill. It's dispersed evenly. It's also a gem made for giants.
So Drell picks it up. I turn to the guys and I go, "Are you guys ready?"
I think so.
All right.
It's all you, man.
Here goes nothing. And I walk over to insert the gem. And I guess as I do it, Drell just thinks of everything my Aunt Dory has told me and the stories that I've heard of Bayloon in his den, and picturing my dad's axe, and I insert the gem.
The gem begins to glow and shine this iridescent blue. The gem becomes frigid and cold as frost as it begins to cover your fingertips. You imagine your destination, and the gem glows darker as frost begins to take over your hands. Within a split second, your hands completely freeze over and you lose all feeling from your wrist up. The gem now hums as you feel this dark energy pulsating. The sounds of cracking of ice quickly turns to pain as the gem looses itself from your frozen grip and begins to float. It hovers over you for a moment and flies up to the apex of the empty archway. Like a stone fitting perfectly, it sockets itself into the stone arches. A blue portal swirls into sight. You stare into the blue icy void and you see a transparent visage of a valley and a full moon. Soft howls of wolves can be heard from the other side. As the blood rushes back into your frozen hands, you feel this sharp pain. You're going to take 1 point of damage.
Ow. Guys, something's happening.
You okay?
Something's happening.
His hands just got the blood back into it. The gem activating froze his hands. That's how cold it got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and as the blood warmed up your hands, it was like, I don't know if you ever done that before, where like your hands at freezing cold temperatures and you warm it up rapidly. It feels like knives.
Pins and needles.
So as your hands thaw out rapidly, it got 1 point of damage from it. And now you have this blue swirling portal in front of you. And you see translucent visages of mountains. You hear wolves.
Not it. And I put my finger on my nose.
I'll do it. And Drell turns around and he walks through the portal.
Okay, right after you, buddy.
Here we go.
And that's the order we go in. Drell, Minas, Ormos.
As you exit the other side, a large doorless gate meant for giants stands tall behind you. The gateway is covered in an icy fog. 2 large rocky mountains on either side of a wide snowy path that spans out like a cone from the gates. The mountains on either sides of you are thousands of feet in the air. When looking up at the mountains, they seem a bit twisted, contorted even, as they bend over the snowy path before you. The twisted valley creates almost like a wind tunnel, a vortex, as a large gust of wind is blowing at you. This extreme wind is strong enough to push back giants if you aren't careful.
I kind of just use my body to like block as much of the wind as I can for Minas and Armos as they walk behind me.
And you use your body as a shield, and the 3 of you are kind of holding on to one another as you are walking single file. This is the best way to cut through the wind. And this pathway spans off what seems like miles to you. You do not see the other end of this valley, and you begin to walk forward. The howls of the winds and the gusts of which in the rate they're blowing at makes it almost next to impossible to talk through. They're just too loud. And you traverse down the frozen path, facing these tremendous winds. With every step, you feel the cold get colder, so much to the point that you can hardly speak, but you press on. And the howls of wolves can be heard nearby. Looking up at the mountains, high up on the various cliffs and edges, you see silhouettes of wolves, and they all have blue eyes. Every time you blink, you spot another one. It's either your eyes are playing tricks on you or they're multiplying. Some wolves pace carefully while staring at you, while others sit motionless with a soft wag of their tail, and they seem to be unbothered by the winds. There are hundreds of feet above you, and they're all on their own platform, and you look like ants to them. These are massive silhouettes.
As we're pressing on and the wind's pushing against us and I can feel like my beard freezing up, I do cast Long Strider at 3rd level, so we each get it. Just to help push us on a little more, maybe give us just a tinier spark to our step as we each gain 10 feet of movement.
The SIDS activate, you go ahead and cast Long Strider, and you don't even hear the memories of SIDS. But the 3 of you now have Long Strider, and you are certainly making way. But your boots are sinking deeper into the snow. The snow's a little bit looser here, which makes it hard to travel. Long Strider is definitely helping out, and you press on. And after walking for what seems like forever, your path opens up, and the wind tunnel now suddenly feels like you're on top of a mountain, vast and open. You find yourself on an open peninsula of ice and snow, but instead of water surrounding you, it's a sea of bones as far as the eye can see. And in the center of the peninsula is a massive battle axe with the handle sticking up into the air on an angle. A large, dense wood shaft with custom-fitted steel handles with worn grips made from high-end leather. The axe's blade is heavy and sharp to the look. The axe is decorated with artistic etchings along the heavy metal bit. The head of the axe's design centers around an empty space where it looks like a gem would be socketed. The axe is massive and about the size of a tavern, as if it was meant to be held by a god's hand. The axe is currently stuck in the icy floor as if someone struck it to the ground, and next to the axe's blade is the body of a large wolf coiled around it, motionless and still, with half of its body decayed, with white fur still blowing in the wind. The harsh, cold temperatures looks like it has been preserving the body.
You guys think that's Scoreus's axe?
That better be. I'm freaking cold. Look, I don't like all these wolves. I'm going invisible.
It is currently negative 40 degrees.
Oh, okay. Well, I know where to go but forward. Just stay close behind, Armos. I can't see you, so.
Drell, as the three of you press on towards the axe, you take a look at its design. And it's massive. It's casting a huge shadow over you. The white wolf that is coiled around it of bones, half of it's decayed. You look at its white coat, you're getting a flashback to a specific dream. A dream where you had a nightmare where it was risen from the dead, came down to bite you, and you managed to pull some of its white hair into reality. You feel that the dream that you had was about this exact place, the place where your father allegedly died. You look at the runes, and although the runes are in giant, this axe was created by Scoreus. You look at the craftsmanship. You see where an empty gem could be socketed. However, it is 10 times the size of you.
That's not gonna fit in the cart.
No, I don't think so.
I thought your dad was like your size.
Well, he was.
So how do you use this thing?
I don't know, Menace. I wasn't here. I'm as confused as you are.
Well, maybe that's just Scoreus's, and there's another one? Yeah, I guess I'll just investigate the axe to see if I find any, like, runes or...
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I get to reroll those. That's going to be a 21.
Just by looking up at it, you see the etchings into the heavy bits of the axe. You see where a gem could be socketed, and you see the giant's glyphs. The glyphs are indeed Scoreus's handiwork. You see on one side, it's almost like it's telling a story, like they're hieroglyphs. And you see the symbol of Scoreus. And then you see another symbol on the opposite side. And Drell, you instantly recognize that symbol as a symbol of your clan. And since you can read giant and understand its runes, you can see that along the hilts, way high up, you see a marking. And the marking is of your father's name.
Okay, plot twist. So this might be my dad's axe, but I have no idea why it's so big.
Can you cast Reduce, Armos?
No?
Okay. Drell, maybe just, like, I don't know, touch it? Yeah, go touch it. See what happens.
I don't know.
You got this. I step back a little bit.
What?
Drell, you recently attuned to yourself to a ring that was worn by a giant and it fit down to size. So then you see this giant axe, and it's huge and massive. It couldn't possibly be wielded by your father by that size because your father wasn't a giant. And as you approach the axe, the ground begins to shake. The blinding white sky of snow and hail shifts to darkness as ice and bone start to crack and splinter. An eruption of energy comes from within the axe. A pillar of red energy slams onto the axe, and bones of energy wafts out over you, Armos, a sign of a Bayloon presence. Then that pillar of red turns to gold. A godly pressure overwhelms you, Menace. That same gold translucent color you've seen when Bandobars died in the cell that day. And then finally, the godly gold pillar turns to a sharp, piercing glacier blue. Drell, giving you a sense of a familiar danger. A flash freeze explodes in front of the three of you. blinding and covering you all in hard ice. And when you come to, a massive white direwolf the size of an ancient white dragon is standing on all fours before you. Snarling, growling, the wolf looks fully healed with the exception of his left shoulder, revealing bone and blue energy that courses through its body. Frostoon stares at the three of you. He stares the three of you down with his sharp blue eyes while wielding Drell's father's axe in its mouth. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh my gosh, it's Okami.
It's Sif.
I thought your dad beat this thing.
I don't know. I know as much as you.
20.
I got a 10.
I'll get to re-roll that.
I got an 11.
I got a 20.
Just to describe the battlefield for the listeners, they are on this peninsula where this giant skeleton was lying, now alive, almost in full form, and around the peninsula is a sea of bones covered by this icy mist. The howling of wolves echo around you. The sea of bones almost rattle at the mere presence of the wolf taking its first step in ages. And as you stare down Frostoon, the god of beasts and rot, we are going to start combat at the top of the round at initiative 20. Minas, what are you doing as you stare down this monster of a wolf, the size of a dragon you just previously fought, wielding an axe in its mouth with sharp blue eyes?
Well, I'm glad I casted Longstrider on us. I'm going to cast the bonus action Spiritual Weapon, and I have my own Chody Sid with its own axe in its mouth.
Massive Sid comes out wearing, he has an axe in his mouth, mimicking the massive direwolf, Frostoon.
I mean, Minas is going to try. Minas is going to shout out in Celestial with his hands up, "Please don't hurt us." I'm going to try and use my action to convince it not to hurt us.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
As I cast Speak with Animals for good measure. I speak Celestial to an animal.
Oh my god.
All right. So that is... Oh god. That is a 8.
You go ahead and you speak words of Celestial, trying to word with it, trying to reason with it, and you see this wolf bites down on the bit of the axe, and it begins to drool ice.
Yep, it's bad. Everybody spread out. And I go 45 feet to the northwest. And then I will use that spiritual weapon to hit it. 22 to hit. Wow.
22 to hit. That is on the money.
As it's going to take 13 points of force damage.
13 points of force damage. We're getting into it as the wolf, as Frostoon snarls, as you see this mist gather around him as he takes that damage. And you see that Sid's feet begins to ice over. The movement speed of the spiritual weapon is currently half. It has movement speed.
I'm pretty sure it's 20, so. And then I just shout, "Remember, this was your fault. I tried to reason with you." I just stand cowering to the side.
Staying on initiative 20, a lair action. You see Frostoon's eyes begin to glow and its mouth begin to water and drool as energy seems to be coming out of it, bright blue, the drool of a glaciary mist. Then we're gonna move to initiative 11, Armos.
Okay. I am going to move 30 feet backwards away from...
40 feet if you want.
Oh, 40 or 45?
40.
40. I'm moving 40 feet backwards.
Because we all got Longstrider.
Away from the monster. And then I'm going to turn and slide in the snow. As I turn around, I cast a 7th level fireball.
You make a dexterity saving throw. It fails. How much damage is it doing, my good sir?
41 damage.
41 points of damage as a fireball launches through the air at 7th level. It deals 41 points of damage. It explodes and the wolf lets out a howl. At the end of your turn, it's going to go ahead and take a legendary action as you see the wolf spins around in place and then the axe goes flying and launches towards you. With a 28 to hit,
I knew this was coming.
you're gonna take 25 magical slashing damage as the axe lands into the ice. And we're gonna move to initiative 10, Drell.
And he just runs straight towards him with the fucking giant slayer.
Yes.
Just uncontrollable fucking rage and anger flowing through him. Just fucking absolutely gonna go ham. Or at least
Yes,
try to.
the beast that killed your father. The origin of your frost rot, Drell.
And I am gonna be attacking recklessly on this.
Yeah.
So first one is a 26 to hit,
Hits.
23 to hit,
Hits.
and a 27 to hit.
Hits.
So that is going to be 68 damage.
And as you slash at his paws, you see that it growls, it snarls, it snaps back at you.
I would like to make that last attack a menacing attack.
Okay.
So it says when you hit with a weapon, you can spend one superiority die to add to your damage roll. A target must make a wisdom saving throw of a DC 18. On failure, it is frightened until the end of your next turn.
So it fails, but it cannot be frightened as you see that it stares down at you.
It's one of them.
So it will still take an additional 3 damage.
Absolutely.
And then I am going to action surge and attack 3 more times.
Oh, get him, Drell.
These will also be recklessly. First one is a 28 to hit. Okay, so 28 hits again. And 28 hit. Wow, I rolled 3 28s. Okay.
Oh, Drubby's business.
So the second attack is going to be 74 damage.
74 damage, dealing out the big hits.
And then I'm just going to take a defensive stance, and that's going to end my turn as I'm just seething with rage.
He is going to use a legendary action at the end of your turn and swipe at you with a claw with a 16 to miss.
Reaction. I'm going to beat his ass.
Beat his ass, Drill.
With I'm using a luck point. Don't care. Fuck, I've rolled the same thing twice. 14. I know it misses, but it's fine.
14. Yeah, that is going to miss.
Yeah.
Then we're going to move to initiative 7, which is Frostoon. With the axe across the peninsula, right behind Armos. Armos getting up from that axe throw. You see that his mouth was drooling from before, as you see that this mist was exhuming from his mouth. As he goes and takes a movement beside you, Drell, staying within your attack range, you see that the mist becomes bigger and bigger, and he lets out a howl. During this howl, as he spews up, he launches forward, and in a gaseous breath, lets out a frost rot breath. Drell and Minas, I'm gonna need you to make me a Constitution saving throw of a DC 22.
Okay.
That's rough. Oh, it's very rough. That's a 12.
I got 28.
You're gonna take half of this damage, Drell. So, Minas, as this breath exhumes, you see that it's both mist and frost. The mist has a black, dark tinge to it. You're gonna take 53 points of poison damage. And then you're gonna take an additional 38 points of cold damage. And since you failed, you are now poisoned.
Oh my goodness.
And that is where we're gonna end this week's session.
Oh, damn. Getting into it.
And just for those who don't remember, a poison creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
No.
Now I know how Jared feels when we end an episode and I have something I want to do.
Oh, dude.
Dude, tell me, I have a crazy turn next. I'm ready.
I'm excited.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah.
And Drell, you're within 20 feet of Frostoon and you suffer the same ailment as the weapon, and your speed is currently halved due to his icy presence. Gentlemen, you are fighting a god, an alleged god. Alleged god.
Most likely.
He ain't no god.
It's about time. Maybe it's going to be a fair fight. You know what I mean?
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah, he actually just put the god in here because we skipped the second half of the dragon.
He's like, oh, okay, you guys want to fucking speedrun my other guy? Boom, you're fighting
I
Frostoon
told you
next
the dragon
episode.
was a preamble. It was to
Yep.
warm you up. Because it's about to
saw
go
it.
down.
I also like how you were like, well, I don't feel bad about my choices anymore. And I was like,
Nope. We'll talk about it in the after show. But when I was creating this dude, I was like, do I want to do this? Oh, I'm so happy I did.
This is fun.
Oh, yes. So with that being said, does anybody have any closing remarks?
stay warm.
Yeah, stay warm out there, everybody.
Stay warm as we enter fall, baby. It's pumpkin season out here.
Well, it depends where you're at. Some people are going into spring.
True. Does anybody have any recommendations before we send it off to the Patreon supporters?
I have one if no one has one.
Go for it.
Mine's D&D relevant.
Oh.
Kind of. Tactical Breach Wizards. It's a game on Steam. It just came out. It's got a 98% overwhelming positive reviews. It is D&D futuristic with guns, but it uses spells in really creative ways. And you can play all sorts of classes. Super fun. It's got a neat little story. It's comical. It's got some humor in there. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Highly suggest. It's been a blast to play.
That's a solid rec. It's a solid rec. And I'm gonna make a called shot. Next session, you're gonna recommend Space Marines 2. Call
it
comes out
I'm
Friday.
on the fence. It actually comes out in 2 days. Yeah.
Of recording,
right? Yeah. So 2 days is the early access, and then it comes out later. But yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence. If I'm waiting for reviews on that one, I can see it going really good
great.
or really bad. Yeah,
it looks
great. Amazing.
Let's see if they do. Let's see if they pull
I
it
have
off.
fingers
Warhammer?
crossed. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it's
I have fingers
a better
crossed.
Helldivers, apparently.
I'm super excited for it, but games these days have been hit and miss. So
Warhammer don't miss.
I'm hoping
Space Marine 1 was badass. It didn't have multiplayer outside of like the co-op story, but Warhammer games don't miss, bud. Just letting you know.
This one has 3-player co-op.
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you for the love and support, everything in between. Everybody give your best "Ow!" as we send it out to the Patreon supporters. And now it's time for the Patreon supporters. Hey, everybody, it's me, your best friend, Kemi Joe. And guess what? I got a new promotion at Lord Baron's Divider. That's right. You're looking at the new Senior Executive Vice President of Magical Goods and Quality Assurance. It's my job to oversee the quality of old and new magical artifacts that come through Lord Baron's Divider. So firstly, a new item has come across my desk that needs to be obtained, known as the Sword of 1,000 Truths. This item actually seems kind of familiar. I can't quite recall where I've heard of this item before, but we need it within our hands because it's perfectly safe here, not in the Kingdom of Aramor. Anyway, I'm going to need a team. Shadow Smugglers, assemble. Benjamin Hayes, you're assigned to Clairvoyance Reconnaissance. It's your job to stake out the magical artifact vault deep within the Aramor magical item and banking system. Learn their routine, guard routes, lunch breaks, and nap times. Benjamin, it's important that you take detailed notes. I want to know when they sneeze, poop, and fart. Dana Pickett, you're the muscle of the group. With your fierce prowess and intimidating killer karate kicks, it's no mystery that you're the 3-time champion of the Kambuki Yalo Kumite. Dana, it's your job to keep the team safe. I'm counting on you. Dylan Snyder, master lockpicker and pickpocketer. You're the hands of this operation. Your job is to crack into the vault and obtain the Sword of Truths before anyone even notices. I have no worries you'll be able to pull this off. Watching your hands theft is like watching Yamanuchi on ice. Marcus Rico, you're the brains of the operation. Nobody is more cool and collect than you. Hell, you've already devised 3 plans to get that sword before I even recruited you. That's why you're the best on the team. Marcus, if anything goes wrong, I'm counting on you. And this is your friend Kemi Joe. I'm counting on you to call the shots, all right? Now, the Bloodshard Bandits will be helping you in this ordeal from a morality standpoint. Amanda Dulong had prepared tools you'll need for the heist. With Amanda's gear, you'll never be left stranded for too long. I'm so sorry for that. I'm sorry. Artemis will be patrolling the perimeter. He's known for beating up bullies, and, well, he's really good at it. He'll keep the coast clear. Rains will be providing refreshments. We're going to be needing snacks, and Rains has the best ones. His mom buys full-size candy bars. Ryan Green will be providing medical. The Sword of 1,000 Truths is very sharp, and Ryan has the fun band-aids with our favorite characters on them. Sly is our information nerd. We may need to fool some guards, and they're gonna ask us some coded questions. Sly will have the answer. Tanner Smith is your ride out of Dodge. Tanner will be waiting under the overpass for a quick escape. Tanner is the best in the field. All right, now that the illegal heist is situated, let's move on to the Sidget College alumni. And it looks like our alumni had come back for some extra credit classes. The following students, please listen up for your test scores regarding magical artifact quality assurance. By the way, I rolled a d20 to see how well you guys did on your exams. Andrew Hall, you passed your exam. Your astute detail to the porcupine launcher was on point. Patrick Wennerstrom, you passed the exam too. The notes given on the self-building block set was well constructed. Robert Crisp, you failed your exam. The bag of devouring you examined was misclassified, and we had lost some valuable items in the process. Sergio Rodriguez, you passed the exam. The ring of detection you examined did identify itself as a ring. Good job. Tim, you failed. The orb of confusion was misclassified, and now half of the lower classmen are now eating crayons. And now for our final order of business, let's assign our new Humbreus heroes to some item testing. Let's group up. Chandler Craft, Chips Toot, D&D Virgin 69, and Dayton's, your group will be testing a possible, highly volatile, reusable exploding dynamite artifact. Please use non-flammable paper when recording your results. Man with Glass, Grant Famine, John Carroll, and Johnny Tarr, you four will be experimenting with the bottomless bucket. Your group has also been assigned a Goblet of Never-Ending Water. Combine the two and see what happens. Julian Bullitt, Caitlin Ann, Odie Mel, Ripcorded, and Will Muller, you five will be doing some magical creature testing. See how the twig of moderate strength matches up against let's see what creature here, 8 wild bears. That's all the assignments for today, and I just want to say thank you for the love and support and everything in between. If you would like to hear your name in the Patreon shoutouts, why don't you go ahead and go to patreon.com/DND404 or go ahead and click the link down below the show notes, and you can find out how you can be a part of these amazing group of shoutouts. And until next time, have a good one.